Welcome back to Nerdified Average Podcast, episode 8, the podcast where we only talk about TV shows and nothing else. I am Mason.
I'm Hunter.
And Chase. Where's
And
Evan?
Evan's not here.
He's not here.
He's working for the first time in over a year.
Wow. Congrats,
Yeah.
Evan.
Making
Hey,
that
Evan.
money.
Evan, you won't hear this, but
He
you
doesn't
lift
listen.
those bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bellboy.
Good British bellboy right there.
Hey, imagine his very first customer. Evan goes to lift a bag, and he just because he hasn't lifted something over a year for some reason, he's just somehow lost all muscle. He goes to lift it, and he's just oh.
That man hasn't.
And it's like a
worked
lady.
out.
It's like an old lady too. She's like, "You need help, son?" And he's like, "No, I got it.
Just crying.
All right. What are we talking about today?
Chase, would you like to say we're talking about today?
We are talking about Invincible. And then when that happens, Mace, you do like the TV show where it throws more blood on
Yep.
the Invincible.
That's something I liked about it.
That was kinda cool.
Let's jump right into it.
That was actually pretty cool.
Every episode just got bloodier.
bloodier.
And how
bloodier
it
and
didn't have
bloodier.
a theme or anything. It was like, hey, if you want to survive that, you need to beat, and it cuts off right when they're going to say Invincible, and it shows
Invincible.
duh.
And the title could be anywhere. There was an episode, I think it showed up halfway in the episode.
It was
I
the first episode,
I was
20
wait,
minutes in.
what?
Yeah.
For you that haven't seen it, obviously we're going to talk spoilers, so go watch it.
Yeah, go watch the show. It's on Amazon Prime.
Prime.
It's
8 episodes.
It's like The Boys.
It's pretty much The Boys.
It's
and
animated
every
The
superhero
Boys.
thrown together in one show.
It's
really
awesome.
good. It's a great show. I binge watched it in 2 days. I watched the first episode one day and then 2
Did you
through
watch-
8 the next day.
Was it Hunter that you said
I watched
you watched
7 in one day and then
Jesus.
watched 8 the other day.
I think I
Oh, you
split
waited a
it.
day to watch 8?
It was super late and I was exhausted.
I split it up. I watched it at work. I watched, I think, 3 episodes and then, very first episode, I actually watched it with Becca. And so she got to see that dude, episode 1, we'll just talk about that real
crazy.
quick. So before I watched the show, I had actually seen that clip on, I think Instagram or something.
Yeah, we got it spoiled for us.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, yo, what is this show? I mean, I've heard the comic book and whatnot, but I didn't know that the show was coming out. So watching it, I was like, whoa, what the heck? And I thought that clip was going to be the season finale clip.
It's literally
Because it seems like,
The first episode.
Omni-Man literally just kills the entire fake DC ripoff squad.
Brutally.
And I was like, but then going and then watching episode 1 with Becca, and I right when they're all at their little base, and then Omni-Man shows up, I already knew what was gonna happen, but I was sitting there kind of watching Becca's reaction, and yeah, she literally was open big wide eyes and was like, well, she was kind of why is he killing them? And I was like, I don't know. So it was insane. That's how you do opening to a season of a show.
Because after
Just
that, I was
end
like,
episode 1 like that, and you're
I got to watch episode 2 now.
I will say, though, that a lot of the episodes were kind of slow.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say a good chunk of them felt where's the ending of
No.
episode 1? I want that.
The slowest.
I think
I want that gore back.
Yeah, I think what was slow is them trying to show the side of Invincible, who is also Mark. I think it was him at high school, all the high school, him at school, that stuff was the boring stuff. But I feel like they had to it's the typical superhero show. It's kind of like Spider-Man of he's a high school kid, but he's also a superhero. It's they were basically trying to do that with Invincible. He's this high school boy, and he's he just got his powers, and he's trying to figure them out. I'm like, bro, I don't care. I want to see this dude punch somebody.
the slowest episode was the one where they went to the college campus, and it was that
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
The creepy dude who was turning people into robots.
yeah, basically
It was Ezra Miller. Is that guy?
Oh, he voiced him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't know that.
He's
When
the
I saw that
scientist.
afterwards, I was like, wait, he's the creepy kid that's hey, I'm smarter than everybody. That episode was
It was
whatever.
slow, but I don't think there were any bad episodes. Every episode had something cool in it. That one, the part of that episode was oh wow, it was when the dude got the eye ripped off him and then impaled himself on the thing to put himself
because
out of his
he
misery.
saw his reflection or whatever and saw how ugly he was, and he couldn't
Murdered
talk.
himself.
Yeah.
Couldn't talk, so it was.
Yeah, it was episode 1 and 8 were the bloody ones, and then all the other ones had some.
I liked the episode where they fought those aliens. The whole episode was about that alien race that kept coming and trying to take over, and they beat them up, or they or they didn't really beat them up. They actually like kind of died on their own, and so they had to run back to their planet. And it's like then they came back, fought them again, left, and then the third
to me,
time
I was just like, this is so random. I was
Yeah.
like, this is like out of nowhere that these alien people are coming, and then like
I think that, but that was the episode that they got to introduce that like little
the other-
group of heroes. What were they called?
they
The
were Teen Titans ripoff.
They're basically Teen
Teen
Titans.
Force.
Teen
No, it's
Force.
Fight Force and Team
Teen Team.
Team.
Speaking of ripoffs,
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
a couple of
this-
notes on what they ripped off.
this
So,
whole show's a ripoff.
I'm not sure if Robert Kirkman did it on purpose and like it's supposed to be like,
I think he
Oh, they
did.
100%
Funny?
has to be.
I see.
but
Yeah, I think he did it to be funny, and I think that hopefully all the other comic book creators saw it as kind of like, oh, it's kind of funny.
yeah. So the alien people that kept coming back, they're like Piccolo. They were exact replicas of him in his suit. Nightwing
from Dragon Ball Z.
Nightwing is clearly invincible. You got Grayson.
Oh,
and
Batman, you mean? You said Invincible. Or what'd you say?
Nightwing is
Nightwing.
invincible.
Oh, Nightwing.
Yeah.
I thought you
He's
said
literally-
Darkwing is invincible. I was
No,
like,
no,
yeah,
no.
you mean Batman?
Darkwing is Batman.
That's the
Yeah,
most
clearly.
obvious one, I think, because he
He was one of my favorite characters.
He was
fire.
Ty, and then just because he was a regular guy,
Got
he just
murdered.
died.
Was he the
so
one that got his
easily.
face? No, not the face punched through one. Was the green
No.
girl?
He punched, or no,
Was it through his
he-
stomach?
No, at first he did like a Loki move where like when Hulk picked up Loki and literally just smashed him.
Oh,
he just
oh,
picked him
I
up and
remember
smashed his
hitting his
face into the
face.
Just
ground.
smash that guy.
Ooh.
I was like,
And then
oh my god.
There's a Thor ripoff. There's a Hulk ripoff. There's a Thing ripoff.
I mean,
Omni-Man is
going.
clearly like Homelander, but I mean they were made.
Homelander or
Homelander was
Superman,
made, I think,
guess,
probably
kinda.
after, but
Because he's kind of like Superman because he's like an alien from another
Yeah.
planet.
Flash, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, Starfire is Adam Eve.
Yep.
Doctor
yeah.
Strange. There was clearly a dog dressed as Doctor Strange.
Oh,
in Invincible's
They
room.
said that was actually
Strange.
Dogs.
Doctor
Dogs.
Strange.
they said
something.
that that's actually a comic book character that's also written
Oh,
by
and new Rockstars.
Robert Kirkman. So
He just seems to rip off everything. And then
Yeah, he just ripped
Vulture
them
and
off.
Hellboy was clear.
Oh, that was the
clearly
most
Hellboy.
obvious. No, that was the most obvious.
Yeah,
I
so-
was like, bro, this is literally Hellboy.
yeah, that demon guy, whatever his name was, something demon.
Damien Darkblood.
Yeah, Damien Darkblood. Dude, like literally, like yeah, like you basically just call him Hellboy
Yeah.
because like he's a demon or basically like this Satan looking dude, and he's a detective, which Hellboy works for.
He's a detective.
You know,
pretty much.
basically a paranormal detective. So it's like, bro, you just clear. But so I think being like a comic book fan and like a superhero fan or whatever, just an all around nerd, it's like I kind of liked seeing all those funny. Like I thought it was more amusing. I wasn't like, but like, because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that are probably like, oh my god, this guy's ripping everyone. Like, you know, there's
Yeah.
probably fans that were actually like, it probably bothered them. Where I thought it was more like a funny, like
He's
look
nowhere
at
near
that
as
guy.
cool as Superman. Are you kidding me? Right? It's not even like Nightwing. It's so much lamer.
Yeah, there's people that are probably for sure like hating on it for that, but I thought it was more funny of like, yo, look at this guy.
I was
He's
just like watching and I
so-and-so.
was like, hey, like these people all are like other superheroes.
The one that hit me was when it was Batman's the Darkwing. I was like,
Oh yeah, I was like, that's literally Batman.
it's his suit, just without the bat on it.
And it's funny, like even like because watching episode 1 with Becca, and she's not like, you know, she knows like some superhero stuff, but you know, she right away too was like, she's like looked at me, she's like, that's basically Batman without the ears, and I was like,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, and there's War Woman, which is Wonder Woman.
yeah,
Even by the name,
because
very
the red
clearly.
and then the Flash
Rush.
guy, Red
Yeah.
Rush. It's like, but isn't there?
He got destroyed.
Isn't there someone that's
Mhm.
like his character though, like the Speedster or something? Isn't that like a
Probably.
DC character
know.
that I'm like, I don't know, but
But my favorite characters are Omni-Man, Invincible, the Immortal, and Darkwing.
do you feel like the Immortal was
The
like
Immortal's gonna come back season 2.
Who is he
and
supposed to be
beast
like?
mode,
I was
bro.
confused by that. I was trying
the
to
new
think.
Rockstar people said he's a mix of I don't know.
It's
what
like
the two characters are.
Wolverine and Deadpool.
But it's not. I know. I thought it was more of a Wolverine guy.
I'm saying because he can't die.
Yeah.
He keeps coming back.
I thought he was more Wolverine because he can't die, but they compared him to like these two other superhero or like Marvel characters, and I was like, I don't even know who those people are, but
they're probably picking like random Marvel people.
Yeah,
Marvel
I don't
probably
know.
has
Yeah.
like 8,000.
We're gonna get
superheroes, I
leg
bet.
fall off guy in season 2.
Yeah.
Like, oh my.
You're like,
Really?
What is this? Come on. I think I don't know Mace. Who do you think your favorite was out of the show?
Probably, obviously Invincible, but I'm not gonna say that one because that's like, oh, my favorite character in the boys is actually not the boys. I don't know, but I'm not gonna pick him because he's the main character. I don't remember the characters right now, so I need to pull up the list.
Adam Eve.
I like Adam Eve. I was thinking her, but I was like, was
Yeah,
she
she
my
was cool.
favorite?
Oh, I will say the
Characters.
robot.
That one-
Robot.
His design
name
is the ugliest design I've ever seen. It was like annoying me looking at him.
Oh, the actual robot.
Yeah, I was like, this
and
orange
then-
color is
and
so
then-
ugly.
And then when you
He's got a
find out he's a
ponytail.
weird, creepy, like little
Oh, that
sack
little-
of skin,
That
like
was
weird little dude.
disgusting.
Saying that it was
And then it's weird that he like likes the little girl,
Yeah,
even
and
though
he
she's not a little
becomes-
girl.
He becomes a little
Yeah.
boy
because of her.
because of the little girl, but she's not a little girl. But
It's a
She
she
little
said she
weird.
was 24, I think. She was
Yeah.
like, I'm 24 years old.
technically she is a girl because she's physically
kid.
getting younger.
Well,
she has a little
I like
girl's
how
body.
So
Yeah,
it's
it's-
weird.
I like how she said, she's like, well, the only guys I can attract are either like actual little kids.
Yeah,
She's like, or
pedophiles.
men
Pedophiles.
or pedophiles.
or men who pop up on sex offender
Watch
Yeah.
lists.
this. Yeah.
I'd
I
probably
was like,
say
that's
that
funny.
Adam Eve's my favorite because she's more relaxed when like we were talking about this last night, the three of us, but we were saying that at first, or I was saying at least at first with Amber, which is his girlfriend in the show. If you've seen it, I hope you have if you're listening. But she's like technically his girlfriend in the show, but she's lame. She knew he was a superhero, but was still getting mad at him when he had to go do superhero stuff because he wouldn't tell her. You know, like, I don't know, but Adam Eve season 2, you better take her place.
Yeah, Amber needs to be out of the show next season.
I think I don't know if he's my favorite character, but I guess like top 2 people I actually liked. I kind of like the Rexplode guy just because
Oh,
of
I
how
hate
annoying
that
he
guy.
was.
That's freaking
And-
lame.
Yeah.
I like that guy. The
He's
guy
such a douche.
the actor who does his voice is a really funny dude.
He
His
was
voice
in
was-
Parks and Rec
His
too,
voice was
right?
annoying.
No, he was in The Good Place.
And then who was the guy that was like the thing? Like he basically like, can cover himself in rock.
Oh, the mob boss guy.
Yeah, I don't
that was kind of cool. He was basically like
I like him.
they compared him to the
That guy was lame though. He tricked Invincible.
I know.
Yeah.
He basically thinks
Smart.
he's gonna be a good guy, but he's bad no matter what. But no, he's who's the Marvel that black guy who's like
Oh,
Iron Fist.
no.
he's with Iron
Sorry,
Fist.
not Iron Fist.
They had a TV show about him. Luke Cage.
Yeah,
Luke Cage. He's basically Luke Cage.
He's Luke Cage in the thing, pretty much.
And then he almost becomes like the Kingpin. Once he takes over, he's just like Kingpin. So
I thought Robot Head was kind of stupid.
the robot head
what is
guy,
his
He
power?
was like auto-tuned.
Yeah, it sounded like he would be singing sometimes.
You are no match for me.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, Black Samson was cool, and I thought it was cool because it was the voice of Cyborg. And just anytime like hearing that dude,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, it's tight.
There's a
But-
lot of big
so-
cast,
Dude,
cast
there's
members.
yeah,
They got
look-
Mahershala Ali plays Titan. That's the mob boss guy.
Titan, that's his name. Dude, looking at the cast of voice actors or just actors in general,
They had to blow a bag to get all them,
dude,
bro.
Amazon paid big bucks. Like, well, so Robert Kirkman's the guy who created The Walking Dead. For people that don't know that, I don't know where you've been living, but he created The Walking Dead, and so a lot of the voice actors are actually from The Walking Dead, and then there's just super iconic people. Like I said, the guy. Black Samson, who's Kari Payton, so he does, he's Cyborg. The biggest name probably on here as far as voice actors, I actually think is Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill played the guy who makes the superhero suits.
Yeah.
He's basically Edna. No capes.
What do they have him talk like that? Like, I just
Yeah.
do your best Edna impression.
But hearing his voice, I was like, knew right away. I was like, Mark Hamill. And then Seth Rogen as that alien guy, the Cyclops dude. That was kind of cool seeing him, or just I guess hearing him.
I'm trying to
But,
find the
man, all these
budget
people like
per episode of this show. It says for the boys it was 10 million. It isn't saying for any of this. But I'm assuming it's in the millions because all those people, the animation probably didn't cost much, but my computer's being really loud right now, so I'm going to lift it up. But dude, there were so many characters all in one season alone.
Yeah.
Like, and you're gonna get big.
I can't
characters.
imagine, because they renewed for season 2 and 3. It's like they're only gonna get just more and more actors probably to come along. So, but I don't know. What do you guys give the overall show rating? Like 8 episodes, just rate it all, whole season.
I don't know. It felt kind of slow at some points where I was like, cause I'm not like a person who watches a bunch of animes or something. And it also it felt more like a kid show, just with blood.
Basically.
Because it, like, I don't know how to describe what I'm thinking, but
it's a high school
like
story.
the animation and everything and the way they acted just felt like I was watching like Teen Titans. When I wanted it to feel more, I wanted it to feel more like an adult show.
That's so loud.
It's fine.
Is it the fan?
Yeah.
I wanted it to feel more like an Adult Swim show where you're watching like an adult show. When it felt like I was watching Teen Titans.
Oh wow!
At moments, just with some blood.
That's basically what it was.
So the budget per episode, $10 million.
Saying that for the boys.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I looked up too when I said that. I'd give the show. I would definitely rewatch it again, like season 1. So based on that, I'd probably give it an 8. I'd say that's a decent score for it. I rate pretty high, so
I give it like a 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah, I think next season will be a lot better. But there was just a lot of moments where I was like, I want to skip to this episode.
That's fair enough.
Like the story itself is like a cool story. So yeah, I would rate it like a little higher, like a 7.5 or something. Like it's kind of cool story, but it's also kind of like other hero stories of like.
It is really simple. It's nothing new.
I just kept comparing it to The Boys because it's an Amazon show.
I can't wait to talk about The Boys.
They have the main bad guy who's crazy and murdering everybody like Homelander. And I just kept comparing it to The Boys, and The Boys is so much more action and bloody.
As far as like animation goes, though, like
plus Jack Quaid in that show is a lot more interesting than Invincible.
Yeah,
maybe because he doesn't have powers.
That's probably why.
And he's just funny.
I think a live action show of this would do better than
Invincible. In this show reminded me, like every episode, a lot of Drake Bell voicing Spider-Man in the was it Amazing or Ultimate Spider-Man?
It's one
Ultimate.
I don't know.
In Ultimate, it just reminded me exactly. It was like a direct rip off the character, like the quips he would say and whatnot, the whole school stuff. It just felt like that. It's Ultimate Spider-Man, but bloody in the Boys.
Someone put right here, the animation looks exactly like the Justice League TV show. And it kind of does. It looks like the other like DC shows or like even the Marvel cartoons where it's like, yeah, I feel like the animation, because how bloody this show was, if it was like a more cooler like animation, like not necessarily like anime style, but like if it was probably like some cooler, maybe even like Dragon Ball Z, as far as like that kind of like type of action, like
that's one of the things that was bothering me too was the animation, because I don't watch a lot of animated shows, and so I don't know what these shows look like normally. Like if this is the normal, but like it felt sloppy and like
it felt dumb because they made it look exactly like the comics.
They're just taking like one character like in one pose and moving him like in the air, and it looks so bad.
The mouth just
Did if they haven't done a breakdown, I'm sure they'll do a breakdown of it. But the Corridor Crew guys, like they'll probably do an animator,
probably. I hope so.
And I'd like to see them talk about Invincible and like the animation behind it, because it's like, it just looked like the other kid cartoon shows. Like it doesn't look like, though it's like
it felt like a kid show.
Yeah, even though it's supposed to be an adult show for like its gore and stuff, but it's like, it kind of ruined it.
I think it's legit only an adult show because of the gore. They didn't curse.
There's not a lot
much
of cursing
at all. They probably said the F word one time in the final episode.
There was no sex stuff at all. So it's like
it's only the gore, which was episode 1 and 8.
You guys got to crank it up, man.
Honestly, no, you guys do need to crank it up.
Dude, I want to see next season. I want to see like some anime, some I want to see some waifus.
No.
I need my kitten to be waifu material.
Please no.
No, but
let's talk about the finale. That's like the main episode. That's like
they didn't really
just cover it real quick. So it's like I feel like even though the show's like about Invincible, it's kind of actually really more about Omni-Man and seeing him slowly, like, because you think episode 1, you're like, oh, he's like a Superman, and then slowly you kind of see how evil he is.
Yeah,
Especially that episode with the aliens, he literally goes to their home planet and just literally murders their entire planet.
That
He
was
basically
so
blows
sick.
up the planet at the very end and then just flies back home. And then the very last one, you finally find out what his whole story is. That he's like, well, I lied. Actually, we don't go around helping people. He's like, we go around to find the, like, almost like the toughest people in the universe. So he's like, we go to wipe out all the weak people.
That was pretty predictable. That wasn't really a shock.
I was like, oh, his people are definitely evil. Like,
'Cause
all
yeah.
of them.
the way they set it up, like they talked about his planet a little too much. Like, yeah, on Voltramite, it's a perfect planet. We're like, we're just gonna go help people.
We're gonna go and help.
And that's why
Yeah, I don't
Omni-Man
know.
was so mad that Invincible
got his powers.
got his powers late, because he couldn't mind control him at that point. You can't control an 18-year-old, but you can control like a 6-year-old
Yeah,
You like
to like
teach him.
brainwash him. So
Because-
that's why he was like
I didn't think about that.
upset that he's like, now you got your powers.
yeah.
He's like, I just literally killed the Guardians of the Globe a couple days ago, and now I gotta
And you just
train
know.
you.
Because
and-
I think, and look at, imagine if Invincible still didn't get his powers. Like for some reason, what if he got no powers? I think Omni-Man would have just eventually killed all of the superheroes on Earth,
Oh, they would have
and then it would
all
just been
dead.
him.
oh yeah,
Nobody
And then-
stands a chance to Omni-Man.
But then look, and then he even straight up tells Mark Invincible. He basically goes, he's like, he's like, kind of like when he's like deciding he's gonna kill him. He's like, what? He's like, I'll just go start over. He's like, what's another 18 years? I
yeah.
was
He
like,
tells him you're gonna live.
yo, when he
so many
when he
years.
said that, when he said like, what's another 18 years? Kind of like, I'll just go have another kid and train him. I was like, dang, he's really just doesn't care about his kid.
Yo, Mark Loki got a snap at it because even he was still like, you're still like, what will you have in 100 years or whatever? He's like, my dad. Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Bro,
he's
like, if you-
beating you to death
If my
right
dad's
now.
beating me to death, I'm gonna
Like,
beat him to
screw
death,
you, bro.
You're not my dad.
Yo, and then
You're an alien.
And then it is funny though that like his name is Invincible, but it's like this man like almost died 3 times. But he is, I guess it kind of did show that he was invincible. But yeah, this man got beat
He's
up.
poor at his
Dude,
job.
What the show?
He
think,
sucks.
think about,
You need to
was
fire
this
him,
show
bro.
like the timeline of the show? I think was only like it seemed like a week went by. So it's like this dude
Probably.
literally got his power. Like say it starts on a Monday, he got his powers on a Monday, and by Sunday his dad's literally just like punching him, trying to
Beating him
murder him.
Actually, the
around.
Mars trip was 2 weeks. So at least 3 weeks.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like in a short span of like, oh, I
Yeah.
just got superhero
A
powers.
month max.
And he's literally like, and then a month later, he's like having to fight his dad, the strongest superhero.
In Chicago, murdering people on
Yeah.
Subway. Let's talk about that. The scene in
That's the best
Chicago
scene.
when he held Invincible up on the middle of the subway train.
Well, started off first where like, because it starts with him trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
save a person.
Oh, that part, that was sad, Loki.
He like, he like basically wants to.
He kept failing at saving people.
Yeah, when he
Mhm.
tries to save the dude, the 2 fighter jet pilots, he saves
Oh.
the one, lets him on the ground, and the guy's like, "Oh my god, thank you so much for saving me!" Dude, Omni-Man just comes out of
Omni-Man
nowhere, and
just
just
explodes
murders
his
him.
head. He's like, he's standing in front of him talking to his son while the pilot's just there in between them. He's like, you saved this one. He's like, what is it going to do 20
Yeah.
ye's from now or now? And just like hits his
He's
face,
like, he's
his whole
gonna
head.
die no matter
I think
what.
he crushes his head. I think he just grabs his
Yeah.
head and just squeezes it and blows it up.
His
and then
brains just
yeah,
go
right
everywhere.
there, that right there starts where he's like, "Oh, really? Like you're gonna care about these humans?" He's like, "Let's go kill some more." Basically, so he just like starts dragging him along, and
Yeah, and
just
then he goes to the
The subway's the
subway,
craziest one.
holds him up, holds Invincible by like the neck or something, by the
By
head,
the back of his head.
and he's facing forward to the incoming
the
train.
oncoming subway
and
train.
they're so strong that they just break through the train, and so
But the people
they're just
don't.
murdering
It's
literally hundreds of people. Blood is flying.
There's
every single
blood
train car.
everywhere.
People just getting crushed, dead instantly.
It's like what's that YouTube channel where they just have like that crazy hydraulic machine that it just crushes things?
basically human hydraulic presses.
That's basically what it was, because it was basically a train, person in the middle meeting Invincible. So it's like they were just getting smushed in between, and he's literally like, no, he's like freaking out.
He was getting jacked up. Then he tried to save those people in the building.
That was the one that was like, that
and
was
then
sad.
he's like holding the lady's hand. and
Her
the building, the
daughter's
building
right there.
falls. And then he looks at the hand and it's just the arm.
Yeah,
And he's like, you could tell he's literally losing his mind. He's
He had
like,
no
oh
idea.
my gosh.
I think he just in a way he was like, I can't save one person. He's like, Because well,
Not
it
when
goes
your
back to
dad's
him.
Omni-Man.
Yeah, it goes back
Yeah.
to him trying to save that old lady.
Yeah.
And
And
he's like, "What
he
happened?"
failed
And,
then.
and
Oh,
they're like,
yeah.
She
She
died.
died.
He
And
picked her up, flew, and then like crushed her on the ground.
yeah, but then that's when his dad first tells him, he's like, "It's part of the job." He's like, "You can't save everyone." It's like, dang.
He should have known from that when that lady died, and he's like, "Oh, that happens sometimes." You should be like, "My dad's kind of weird."
As soon as Omni-Man was in the hospital and he got better and he got up and they were leaving, and he
he's like,
demanded his
mean to
suit.
that lady. He's like, "Give me my
He's
suit."
like, "Give me my suit. It's my property." That's when I was like, okay, like this guy is trying to hide.
He's a bad
everything.
man.
He's terrible. And then his wife is all getting all nosy, like,
I thought she was gonna die, and that was what was gonna like
oh,
push Invincible over the edge, and he would like, "Ah!"
see, that's what would have made the show better.
But now they just. I think it was kind of lame the ending how he just left.
So
Yeah.
Like it seemed really forced when he was like thinking about when Omni-Man was thinking about Invincible at baseball practice, and he was like, "I was proud of my son," and he just leaves the
Mhm.
planet.
Yeah.
That was really forced. It didn't feel like
This
he
guy doesn't
genuinely.
care.
Yeah, no. Why would he just
Doesn't
care about that? It was.
He clearly just beat his son almost to death.
But then now, I forgot my
But
son
that-
played baseball.
That changes everything.
Oh, look at this. So this little quick. So, because it basically was just like a Google search. It says people also ask, and it says, "Is Omni-Man a villain?" Right here in 2009. So, for people that know, the comic book actually came out in 2003. It's been out for a while, but in 2009 they ranked Omni-Man as the ninth. So this was out of 100, but he ranked 93rd greatest comic book villain of all time.
Who was ranking them?
IGN.
Oh, who's the number one?
I don't know. I'll have to look that up, but.
I'll
Do you
look
think-
it up. Who
I
do you
mean, Hunter thinks he's a pretty crazy
real
villain.
sidetrack? Who do you guys think the number one would be? I'll look it up.
Number one villain in
out of
comics?
out of all.
Yeah.
Because it says comic book villains. So
I bet you they put Joker above him, so I'm not going off of goriest or like
Yeah,
gruesomeness.
no.
I'd say Joker is probably
It's-
number one.
yeah.
I'm gonna say it's either Thanos, Joker.
I think people.
It's
looked at-
2009, so it's
Joker's
before all that.
definitely top three.
Here we go. So
Well,
I
it's not
agree with
Top
Joker
before
too.
Thanos. Thanos has been around in the comic books.
Well, I know, but he wasn't that big of a villain then. Like they had the Infinity comic thing, but he wasn't really as big as now.
It's got to be the Joker.
Galactus, Joker.
I feel like people look at the Joker as like literally like the most diabolical person, but it's like, dude, he's literally just a serial killer in a way.
Let's see.
But it's funny. So would you just search IGN top
Yeah.
villains?
100 is MODOK. All right.
Hey, Modo.
Hey, that
I
show
really
looks
gotta-
funny. Have you guys seen the
Yo,
trailer for that show?
It's funny because it's also the voice
It's
of
comedy.
Ratatouille.
Yeah.
It's not Ratatouille,
I'm,
but
Alright, here we
gonna
go.
watch it.
I like saying Ratatouille.
5 is Darkseid from DC.
Okay.
Or no, 5 is Galactus. Sorry, Darkseid was 6. 5 Galactus.
That's what Hunter
Makes
said.
sense.
4 Lex Luthor.
See,
Makes
and that's a
sense.
regular
It's a
dude.
main character.
3 is Doctor Doom. That
Oh,
makes
wow.
sense.
Dr. Doom.
2 is Joker.
No. Hold on, wait.
When did this one come out? Let me.
Now that we know the Joker's 2, then who could it be?
If this came out recently, then
Um,
I'd say okay. This is 2009.
Who's
So
better
now that
than
we
the
know
Joker?
Joker's 2,
They're just going off like popularity.
Could it be? I
Who's
feel
could
like
it be
popular
like
than Joker?
Magneto?
it might be
for
Thanos,
X-Men?
but I don't know.
Thanos?
That doesn't seem right.
There was already comics at that point of him with the
Nope, Thanos
Infinity
is
Stones.
47.
Dude, who's what?
Okay, so yeah, I knew
Who's number
that.
1?
Oh, I just saw it.
Give
Okay.
us a hint.
Marvel.
Okay, Marvel.
Number 1, really? I don't know much
Who's
about
a
comics,
bigger
so
than-
Like you said, Magneto. No.
I don't see him being.
Is it Magneto?
it's Magneto.
I'll see. For X-Men. I don't, but really?
He's
Let's-
that popular.
Is it
for
because
people?
there's tons of
I guess
X-Men
X-Men
comics.
movies at that point were
Yeah.
big.
And
That's probably
X-Men
why.
is like,
But X-Men movies at
Oh, that's when they all started
2009
coming
was like
out.
peak.
that's like
X-Men.
literally X-Men
That's
1,
when it was good.
2, X-Men 3.
So that makes sense.
Hey, Joker number 2.
I would say
though?
Joker's number 1 though.
I would put Joker on, bro.
I think, but I'm surprised. Top 5, 2 regular dudes,
Yeah.
2
They're just going
humans.
off popular. They're not
Two
going off of,
humans.
like who's murdered most people.
I'm gonna scroll down until I find a weird one. Dr. Octopus is 28.
Doc Ock.
Cyborg Superman at
I'm sure
33.
Venom's up there.
Gorilla Grodd at 35.
Whoa, I need a show of that guy.
Venom was 22. Who the heck is Ozymandias? This fool's over Venom? Bro,
He's got to be a
Dang.
bad guy.
he killed millions of people from his own planet. What?
That sounds pretty terrible.
That's stupid. Ozymandias is not better than Venom. Whatever. Okay, yeah, but back to
right.
Invincible.
I'm looking at. I looked up the. Oh, never mind. I can't.
Omni-Man right here, 93. Yeah,
How is he 93, bro?
it's all about the stash, they say. But yeah, so
What do you think of his voice?
I like it.
Choosing-
It fits him
choosing
mainly because he
him,
looks like
choosing
Jonah
him.
Jameson.
Yeah, dude, they literally gave him the mustache
Yeah.
and the
And the-
same exact like hairstyle with the gray and the black.
It's like
I
they
think his
modeled
voice
it.
is sweet.
He talks really.
It fits.
It fits him.
Dude,
Like it's a
Glenn-
noble voice, but when he gets evil, it's
It's
super
dark.
evil too.
Star.
And then even Glenn fits Invincible. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I feel like he's
Yeah.
a good. Dude, he did really good too. Like
Steven
when he's
Yeun.
like that episode 8 when he's like yelling at his dad.
I
He's
felt
like,
that.
no.
I felt the power in his voice.
I felt the powers.
Yes, all like I mean, dude, that's the saying. The voice acting in the whole show was like, dude, they got all stars, like some of the best people. So
Who's Fing Fang Foom?
I have no
does
idea.
he have to do with the 10 rings, maybe?
It says something about Godzilla.
Oh no, I don't know.
Is
who
that
it
no? They said, is that Godzilla? How about no? It's Fing
No,
Fang
it's Fing
Foom.
Fang Boom.
Whatever, but yeah,
It's a terrible name.
I don't know what else in the show. I'm trying to think.
it's setting up for season 2. All the unopened.
Yeah, it was
And
cool.
Season 2 is going to be Omni-Man coming back with his entire planet. They're all going to come back. Immortal's going to be like super immortal.
That's the.
Because they're going to like put like juice in him and stuff, juice him up.
I was thinking of.
It was kind of cool that there's like this secret superhero like government that like, and they have like a special hospital just for superheroes. They can like heal them super quick. So I thought that was kind of a neat thing to see in a superhero movie because like I guess the only time we really see that is like maybe Avengers with like the Shield, but even then like Shield's kind of like just a regular government. I think that was kind of cool. Did they even have a name with their secret?
They were
Thing was?
the.
Because do you
They
think they'll
probably did.
cover more
I
of
forgot what it
because
was.
when that guy brought Invincible into that room and he goes, the lights, it's a white room. That was kind of cool.
Oh, there will
When
be definitely more.
the
of
room was
that.
all white and then the lights come on. It's like a whole facility. And he's like, what?
Didn't they say that was like directly from the comics too?
That was kind of cool though. Cause he's like, basically like we've been putting a special thing in the water and everyone's drinking it. And like with a certain type of light, you can't see it.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's kind of cool.
It was creative.
Probably exists.
They're probably
Well,
in the room right
that's-
now watching.
Probably.
This,
That's
taking
like
notes.
that's like a conspiracy people have always said about like, oh, there's something in the water.
turning the frogs gay.
Florida in the water. But I don't know. Yeah,
I don't really have a lot more to say about this show.
I don't know. The show's
I think it
on.
I'm
was
excited for
good.
season 2. I definitely would rather have a live action version of this though.
They had very high highs, and then the lows were just stretched out.
Yeah.
I like the show though.
My favorite character is Immortal.
I wish he would have got more.
I don't know.
time.
I do
He
think
got murdered
yes.
twice.
They killed him
but-
off too quick in the final battle.
Yeah. But I thought it was tight when he was angry. He's like, Omni-Man.
And he's like coming back for him.
Flies and punches him straight in the
Yeah.
face. That was so tight.
But then like look at like Omni-Man's still stronger because he straight just punches him through his gut
Yeah,
again.
no.
And just like, dude, the first
Like, how
time
you
he
gonna
killed
stop
him,
that man.
when he killed him the first time with just like a karate chop slice, like
His head.
I was like, yo, he
The
cut
Guardians
someone.
of the Globe, though, almost killed him.
No, they were
So
beating
it
him up.
doesn't take a lot of
When-
people to kill him.
Red Rush was the one
Yeah.
that had him down.
Yeah.
the most. He
Dude,
was-
when Red Rush was just
Him getting
punching
punched in
him,
the
and
chest.
that's what made him bleed. He started bleeding out of his nose, and I was like, see, but right there, it's like as he was like punching him super fast, it's like why was no one else like? They all should have been like attacking him at the same time, but
War Woman just off to the side, like,
yo,
wow,
probably
go.
the weakest character was the
Look at him
Martian
go.
dude. He's just like he's
He just
basically-
stretches.
He's
Oh.
like Doctor or not Doctor, but Mr. Fantastic.
Was it like his brain that he squeezed and
It's
like,
like his face
ruptured?
or
His
something,
face. Basically, as soon as he ripped that off, he just died instantly.
Yeah. That
But-
little girl that Martian dude was talking to just all alone now. Like she's homeless at the
Oh,
shelter.
Yeah,
Oh,
shelter.
yeah.
They're like, yo,
Forgot about
she's
that.
has no friends. But yeah, I don't know. The show was like it was overall good. It's like a good show. It's not like the show sucked. Yeah, it would be cool.
I'll get to.
It would be cool. Like if
Sorry,
it
I'm
was
ordering
live
a pizza
action.
right now.
This man's ordering pizza, but the show would be cool if it was live action. But I think for maybe Robert Kirkman, it's like he already had one comic book turned into a live action show. So maybe he was like, it would be cool because at least the art's the same. You know what I mean? Because, sometimes you have a comic book and then they get actors and maybe you don't like what actor played the character. You're like, oh, he doesn't look like, that character. Like, looks dumb. Like Invincible. People just roast on Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. Oh, it's stupid.
Even he does too, which is funny.
Yeah, he makes fun of himself.
I like how he acts like it didn't happen. Like joking, obviously he's not like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. He's just like avoiding it completely.
Won't bring it up that he was Green Lantern. But
He watched it the other day for the first time.
I saw that. His reaction
for
to
the first time
you just
ever.
barely watched it?
No,
He
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
He just watched it
Ryan
for the
Reynolds
first
watched
time.
it himself.
He just never watched it until like a month ago.
What did you say?
And he had a whole Twitter event where people were watching it with
It's
him.
pretty funny.
And he was like, it's actually not that bad. And he was like,
But I'm sure, was he like, he's probably like, it's not that bad, but yeah, Deadpool, way better.
oh, he
Deadpool's
loves
way
Deadpool.
better.
He is Deadpool.
So
Nobody could ever play Deadpool the same way
Deadpool
he
is
does.
literally made for him.
Like once he's done playing Deadpool, don't ever do it again. Just leave it.
And Iron
That's-
Man. Never do another Iron Man.
Yeah, never.
no, and Wolverine. I don't think they
I
should do
think
another
Wolverine
Wolverine.
could be
Timothy
redone
Chalamet.
Think
way
so?
better.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Timothy Chalamet.
Him as the Joker.
He
Did
would
you guys
be-
see the video I sent you of the kid doing the impressions of Michael Cera and
Yeah.
Aziz Ansari?
Oh yeah. Evan showed that to me like a week or two ago.
All right.
So
well,
funny.
I think we should end this episode.
Yeah, definitely. If you haven't watched the show and you listen to this, go check it out.
We just spoiled it all for you, but still watch it.
Yeah.
Well, people like you love being spoiled.
Yes, they do.
I hate
do.
spoilers.
But
This show got spoiled for me. I knew about the train scene. I didn't see it, but I knew
yeah.
the train scene was big.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
so I was waiting for it the whole time, and then it was the last. It
I'm
was the
glad
last
that didn't get
episode.
spoiled.
But yeah, watch Invincible. And if you haven't seen it yet, go watch The Boys because we're going to do an episode on them.
When the
That
new
show is
when
a
the new
little
season
more,
comes out.
That's a little more graphic too. It's a crazy show. So,
That show's way better than this.
yeah.
All right, yeah,
Where
that's
should
pretty
they
much it.
Were they going to follow us? Huh?
Follow us on our socials at on Instagram at Certified Average Podcast. Follow us on TikTok at Certified Average Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at The Cap Tweets. And yeah, check out our YouTube to watch this.
Please do
We also
Share
got
with a
skits and stuff.
share with a friend.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
another skit coming very soon. And from what Hunter's editing it right now, and from what we've seen, it's going to be the best one.
Oh, yeah.
It's only our second skit?
Third, if we're counting the Fast and Furious audition one. I count that one.
I forgot we did
That one's hilarious. So I watch that again.
Alrighty.
All right, thank you for listening. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.